child to Keller. She has the constitution of a goat. Show up with a salt.
Yes, but especially if you Kellers don't get a night's sleep. I mean you, Mrs. Keller.
You hear, Katie?
I hear.
I brought up 2 of them, but this is my wife's first. She isn't battle-scarred yet.
Doctor, don't be merely considerate. Will my girl be all right?
Oh, by morning she'll be knocking down Captain Keller's fencing.
And isn't there anything we should do?
Put up stronger fencing, huh?
Oh, just let her get well. She knows how to do it better than we do. The main thing is, the fever is gone. These things come and go in infants. Never know why. Call it acute congestion of the stomach and foot.
I'll see you to your buggy, doctor.
I've never seen a baby with more vitality. That's the truth.
Hush. Don't you cry now. You've been trouble enough. Coming cute and congested indeed. I don't see what's so cute about a congestion. Just because it's yours. Helen? Helen? Captain! Captain, will you come? Captain!
Katie, what's wrong?
Look!
What, Katie? She's well. She needs only
Look,
eyes.
she can't see! Look at her eyes! She can't see!
Helen!
Or hear when I scream, she didn't blink on the eyelash!
Helen! Helen!
She can't hear you!
Helen!
First, I want to cut off this doctor's legs. 1, 2, now then.
Why are you cutting off that doctor's leg?
It's an operation. Now I'm going to cut off his arms. 1, 2, now then.
You should cut off his stomach. That'll be a great operation.
Nah, I want to cut off his head first. He got a bad cold.
Ain't gonna be much of a doctor to fix up after you finish all the opera.
What'd you do? Bite her finger?
That's how I do. She keep poking her fingers in my mouth. I just bite them off.
Well, what's she trying to do now?
Is she trying to talk?
Helen! Get Mrs. Keller!
Mrs. Keller!
Helen! Let me have those scissors.
She only dug Martha's eyes out. Almost dug. No sense in worrying till it actually happens, is there?
But how does she stand it? I mean, Jimmy, why haven't you seen this Baltimore man? It's not a thing that can go on and on like the weather.
You know the weather doesn't ask permission to me, Aunt Tiff. Speak to my father.
Arthur, something really ought to be done for that child.
A refreshing suggestion. What?
Why, this very famous oculist in Baltimore I told you about. What was his name?
Dr. Chisholm.
Yes, I heard lots of cases of blindness people thought could be cured. He's cured. Well, he does wonders. Why don't you write to him?
I've stopped believing in wonders.
I think the captain will write to him soon.
No.
Good money after bad, bad after good, or good after bad.
Well, if it's just a question of money, Arthur, now that you're the marshal, you have all this Yankee money. You might as well.
Not money. This child's been to specialists all over Alabama and Tennessee. If I thought I'd do her any good, I'd have every fool doctor in the country.
I think the captain will write to him soon.
Katie, how many times can you let them break your heart?
Any number of times, as long as there's deletion
What,
for her
child?
to see. Or here,
There
or
isn't. Now I must finish here.
I think with your permission, Captain, I'd like to write.
I said no, Katie.
Well, writing does no harm, Arthur. It's only a little bitty letter to see if we can help her.
He can't.
We won't know that to be a fact, Captain, until after you write.
Katie, he can't.
Father stands up. That makes it a fact.
You be quiet. I'm badgered enough by the females here without your impudence. Katie, I might as well try to work in a heavier in this house.
You really have to put her away, Father.
What?
Some asylum. It's the kindest thing.
Why, Jane? She's your sister. She's not a nobody.
Half sister and half mentally defective. She can't even keep herself clean. It's not pleasant to see her about all the time.
Do you dare complain of what you can see?
This discussion is at an end. I'll thank you not to broach it again, Ev. I've done as much as I can bear. I can't give my whole life to it. This house is at 6s and 7s from morning till night over the child. Time some attention was paid to Mildred here instead.
You'll wake her up, Captain.
I want some peace in this house. I don't care how. But one way we will not have it is by rushing up and down the countryside, every time someone hears of a new quack. I'm as sensible to this affliction as anyone else. It hurts me to look at the girl.
It's not our affliction I meant you to write about, Captain.
Helen, my buttons!
Eyes. She wants the doll to have eyes.
My goodness me, I am not decent.
She doesn't know any better, Ev. I'll sew them on again.
Never learn anything with everyone letting her do anything that she takes into her mind.
You be quiet.
What'd I say now?
You talk too much.
I was agreeing with you.
Whatever it was. Deprived child, the least she can have are the little things she wants.
Oh, it's worth a couple of buttons, Katie. Look, this child is more sense on these men, Kellis.
Helen!
Helen, you're not to do such things. How can I make you understand? How can I get you dead? My darling, my boy.
Hayden, some way of teaching an iota of discipline has to be.
How can you discipline afflicted child? Is it her fault?
I didn't say it was her fault.
Then whose? I don't know what to do. How can I teach her? Beat her until she's black and blue?
It's not safe to let her run around loose. No, there must be some way
In a
to find
cage.
her.
She's a growing child. She has to use her limbs.
Answer me one thing. Is it fair to Mildred here?
Are you willing to put her away?
Now look.
She wants to talk like you and me. Every day she slips further away, and I don't know how to call her back.
Oh, my mind take up the bottom of myself. Also, that man can't help but he knows who can.
All right, the man, Katie.
Who could do nothing for the child, of course. It was Dr. Bell who thought she might somehow be taught. I have written the family that only a suitable governess, Miss Annie Sullivan, has been found here in Boston and will come. Annie, it will no doubt be difficult for you there, but it has been difficult for you at our school. Gratifying, yes, when you came to us and you could not even spell your name. And to accomplish so much in just a few years. Always an Irish battle for independence. This is my last time to counsel you, Annie, and you do lack some, and by some I mean all, what tact or talent to bend to others. And what has saved you on more than one occasion here at Perkins is that there was nowhere else to expel you to, well, except back to Tewksbury. Annie, I know how dreadful it was there, but your battle is dead and done with. Why not let it stay buried? Your eyes hurt?
My ears, Dr. Agnes. I know what I'm like. What's this child like?
Like?
Well, bright or dull to start off.
No one knows.
I hope at least she's a bright one.
Deaf? Blind? Mute? Who knows? She is like a little safe locked that no one can open. Perhaps there's a treasure inside.
Maybe it's empty too.
Possible. I should warn you, she is much given to tantrums.
Well, so am I if I believe a lie. And something's inside. Maybe you should warn them.
I wrote them no word of your history, Annie, and you'll find yourself among strangers now who know nothing of it.
We'll keep them in a state of blessed ignorance.
Perhaps you should tell them for when you have troubles.
The only time I have trouble is when I'm right. It's my fault so often. I won't give them trouble, Dr. Agnes. I'll be so ladylike they won't even notice I've come.
Annie, be humble. It's not just so many offers to pick and choose from. You will need their affection working with this child.
I hope I won't need their pity.
Oh, we could all use some pity. So, you're no longer a pupil. We throw you out to the world a teacher. If the child can be taught, no one expects you to work miracles, of course, even for $25 a month. In this envelope, you'll find a loan for the railroad, which you will repay me once you open a bank account. I think our other friends are ready to say goodbye.
Dr. Agnes, Dear Dr. Agnes, well, what should I say? I'm an ignorant, opinionated girl, and everything I am, I owe to you.
That's only half true, Annie.
Which half? I crawled in here like a drowned rat. I thought I died when Jimmy died, and I'd never again come alive. But this place gave me more than my eyes back. With all the fights and trouble I've been in, it taught me what help is and how to live again. I don't want to say goodbye. Don't open the door. I'm crying.
They will not see.
Annie? Annie? Here, Beatrice. There's a present. We brought you a going away present, Annie. Oh, no, you shouldn't have. We did. Where's the present? Don't go, Annie, away. Alice has it. Alice! Where's Alice? Here I am. Where? Here. I have it. Everybody, should I open it? Open it! Do, Annie, open it. It's open.
It's for your eyes, Annie. Because Miss Hopkins said your eyes since the operation. She said you're going where the sun is fierce.
I'm putting them on now.
Don't go, Annie, where the sun is fierce. Did you put them on? Are they pretty, Annie?
Oh, my eyes feel hundreds of % better already. And pretty. Why, do you know how I look in them? Splendiloquent.
There's another present. Beatrice!
We brought a present for Helen, too.
Give it to her, Beatrice.
Here, Annie.
It's beautiful.
Don't forget to give it to Helen from us, Annie.
I promise it'll be the first thing I give to her, if I don't keep it for myself. That is, you all know I can't be trusted with dolls.
Don't go, Annie, to her.
Sarah, dear, I don't want to go.
Then why are you going?
Because I'm a big girl now. Big girls have to earn a living. But if you don't smile for me first, what I'll just have to do is
What?
put you in my suitcase, instead of the stall, take you to Helen in Alabama.
Come, children. We must get her suitcase into the carriage and Annie onto the train, or no one will be going to Alabama.
Bye, Annie.
Miss you, Annie. Where are we going, Annie?
Jimmy,
Where are we going?
I said I'm taking care of you.
Forever and ever?
Forever and ever.
Annie, don't let them take me. Annie.
Annie? Annie?
Coming!
You let Mr. Jimmy go by himself. You've been poking around the garden all day. You ought to rest your feet.
I can't wait to see her, Buddy.
Maybe she ain't gonna be in this train either.
And maybe she is.
And maybe she ain't.
And maybe she is. Where's Helen?
She upstairs, smelling around. She knows something's going on.
Let her have her supper as soon as Mildred's in bed. And tell Captain Keller that supper will be a trifle delayed tonight.
Again?
I don't think we need to say again. Simply delayed will do.
I mean, that's what he gonna say. What, again?
Yeah, we're expecting someone. Someone from my hill. Oh dear, this was not clean just an hour ago. Here. While I'm gone, I don't think one peppermint drop will spoil your supper.
Jimmy,
Sir?
you don't dress for anything useful, boy.
I'm not. It's for your Miss Sullivan.
You need to keep holding up that porch. We have wooden posts for that. I asked you to see the little strawberry plants removed this evening.
I'm moving your Mrs. Keller to the station.
Mrs. Keller, must you always speak of her as though you haven't met the lady?
Mother! What? I said mother.
Captain,
Evening, my dear.
we're off to meet the train. Supper will be delayed tonight.
What? Again?
With your permission, Captain?
What you want, honey, your mama? Here. One little tea cake ain't gonna ruin your appetite.
She's gone. She's gone. My son and I don't get along. You don't know I'm your father. Supper's delayed. Here, I brought you some sick candy. One nibble of sweets can't do you any harm.
Captain Keller, how am I gonna get her to eat her supper if you fill it up with all that trash?
Tend to your word.
Take your work.
Ah!
Miss Sullivan?
Here, at last. I've been on train so many days, I thought they must be backing up every time I dozed off.
I'm James Keller.
James, I had a brother Jimmy. Are you Helen's?
I'm only her half-brother. You're to be a governess.
We'll try.
You look like half a governess. Mrs. Keller, Miss Sullivan.
We've met every train for 2 days.
I changed trains every time they stopped. The man who sold me that ticket ought to protect the tracks. You didn't bring Helen. I was hoping you would.
No, she's home.
You live far from town, Mrs. Keller.
Only a mile.
Well, I suppose I could wait 1 more mile. But don't be surprised if I get out to push the horse.
Helen's waiting for you too. There's been such a bustle in the house. She expects something. Heaven knows what. I expected a desiccated Spencer. You're very young.
Oh, you should have seen me when I left Boston.
I mean,
I got-
to teach anyone as difficult as Helen.
I mean to try. I can't put you in jail for trying.
Is it possible even to teach a deaf, blind child half of what an ordinary child learns? Has that ever been done?
Half?
A tenth.
No. Dr. Howe did wonders. But an ordinary child? No. Never. But then I thought, when I was going over his reports, he never treated them like ordinary children. More like eggs. Everyone was afraid would break.
May I ask how old you are?
Well, I'm not my teens, you know. I'm 20.
All of 20.
Mrs. Keller, don't lose heart just because I'm not my last legs. I have 3 big advantages over Dr. Howe that money can buy for me. One is that his work is behind me. I've read every word he wrote. And he was exactly what you call a man of few words. Another is to be young. Why, I've got the energy to do anything. The third is, I've been blind.
Advantages.
Well, some have the Irish, some do not.
What will you try to teach her first?
First, last, and in between, language.
Language.
Language is more to the mind than lights to the eye. Dr. Howe said that.
Language. We can't get through to her to sit still. You are young despite your years to have such confidence. Do you inside?
No, to tell you the truth, inside I'm as shaky as a baby's rattle.
Don't be. We'll do all that we can to help and make sure you feel welcomed. Don't think of us as strangers, Miss Annie.
Oh, strangers aren't so strange to me. I've known them all my life.